Good morning. Welcome, students of Class 9. Today we are going to explore a very exciting topic, natural resource. Natural resources are God's gift to mankind. By the end of this video, you will be able to describe Earth as a biosphere, learn about air as a natural resource, describe the role of air in controlling the climate, learn about what causes winds and rains, and list the causes of air pollution. So let's begin by understanding what natural resources means. Natural refers to nature. Resources could mean anything useful, man-made or natural. Here we're going to talk about resources provided by nature. So what are natural resources? Natural resources are resources provided by nature to support life on Earth. Here are some natural resources which keep us alive. The energy from the sun, as well as resources available on Earth, both contribute to natural resources. We will be talking about the resources on Earth. Are you ready now for a small quiz? If you have a pencil and paper on hand, that will be useful. So let's try to answer these questions. Question number 1. I can't breathe without this. I can't breathe without this. Question 2. I need this to quench my thirst. I need this to quench my thirst. Question 3. My house stands on this. My house stands on this. I'm sure you would have got all the answers. So, I can't breathe without air. I need water to quench my thirst. My house stands on land. So as you see, land, air and water are all nature's gifts to man. So as you know, the three most important resources provided by Earth are land, water and air, right? The land which covers the outer crust of the Earth is called the lithosphere. Most of the Earth's surface is covered with water, about 75%. So this, along with groundwater, for example, water that comes from wells, etc., makes up the hydrosphere. Also the air, which covers the Earth like a blanket, is called the atmosphere. So the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere together, they make up and form the biosphere. This is the area of Earth where life exists. So in turn, biosphere has the biotic and the abiotic component. What is biotic? Now you know that bio refers to life. For example, biology, you know, is study of living things, right? So biotic refers to living components like plants and animals. In contrast, abiotic refers to the non-living component like air, water, soil. Coming to one of the most important elements for life. Try holding your nose. How long do you think you can hold it? We all need to breathe, right? So you see, air is the breath of life. Air is nature's wonder which no one can live without. And our Earth is a perfect planet where gases of air are in just the right composition. Almost 78% is nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and there is such little of carbon dioxide and other gases. In contrast, imagine living on a planet like Venus or Mars, where almost 95% of the atmosphere is filled with carbon dioxide. No wonder life is possible only on Earth as of now. In the same way, look at the temperature differences between the Moon and the Earth. Though both of them are almost the same distance from the Sun. Why is that so? Do you know that the atmosphere that wraps the Earth, it's like a blanket? Just like a blanket, the atmosphere is a bad conductor of heat. Now here, being a bad conductor is actually a good thing, because this property in fact helps the Earth maintain steady temperatures. During the day, when the Earth starts getting really hot, the atmosphere absorbs the heat, while during the nights, when the Earth starts cooling, the atmosphere prevents the heat from escaping. You will notice that in contrast, the Moon has extreme temperature fluctuations from minus 190 degrees centigrade to as hot as 110 degrees centigrade. Why? Because it lacks atmosphere. So pause and go through this slide once again. It's important you understand the role of atmosphere in climate control. Nature has her own fan, which we call the wind. And it gives us so much relief, especially after a hot, sunny day. So the movement of air actually is what causes winds. Let's learn more about this from these experiments. Take a look at this first experiment. When we hold an agarbatti over a lighted candle, in which direction does the smoke go? Think about it. You're right. It moves up, right? The air around the candle heats up and then it expands. It gets lighter and it moves up. Now let's look at the second experiment. There are two bottles, one with sand and one with water. Both these bottles have been kept in the sun for a long time. Which do you think gets heated faster? Try it at home and feel the heat in both. You will realize that the sand gets hotter than water. So, not all surfaces heat up the same way. Some take a longer time than others. Here, water takes a longer time to heat up as compared to sand. You know, people love to go to the beach on a hot day. Why? Because it's cool. because of the sea breeze. Now, keeping these two experiments in mind, let us see how winds blow from the sea to the land during the day and the opposite direction at night. Notice that during the day, the sun heats the land faster than water. Remember, just like sand got heated faster than water in our experiment. Now the warm air over the land rises up just as in the experiment with the candle. Air expands, gets lighter, creates a low pressure at the surface of the land. In contrast, the colder air over the water sinks down. There is a higher pressure over the water. Cool air now moves from high pressure to low pressure, causing sea breeze. Just the opposite happens at night. The land cools faster than the sea, causing land breeze to move from high pressure over the land to low pressure over the sea. Heat transfers between the land and the sea set up what is known as convection currents. There are other factors too which influence winds, like Earth's rotations and presence of mountains, which can change the direction of the winds. Who does not love to walk in the rain, splash through puddles, and smell the fresh earth after a downpour? We know how important rains are for our crops to grow. How does rain form? Water from the sea gets vaporized by the sun. Hot air carrying water vapor rises up. As it cools, water droplets condense around dust particles. Condensation of many droplets makes rain clouds big and heavy. And then they come down as rain. The rainwater flows through streams which form rivers, which eventually merge in the ocean. What is air pollution? Air pollution is air which is contaminated with harmful substances. When solid particles and gases get mixed up with air, they pollute it and cause air pollution. Most often, these are caused by human activities. So, what are some of the common pollutants? Pollutants, as we see, can come from various ways, like car and other vehicle emissions, chemicals from factories, smoke from chimneys, burning of wood, agricultural sources. But the main cause of air pollution is burning of fossil fuels, like burning natural gas, oil, coal, burning remains of plants and animals. All these release large amounts of carbon dioxide. When fossil fuels are burnt, they release nitrogen and sulfur dioxides. These can dissolve in rain and cause acid rain. This can damage plants and corrode buildings. Also, unburnt carbon hangs as hydrocarbons. These mix with air, causing smog, which reduces visibility. When pollutants from air are inhaled, they can harm our health. We can see here how air pollution increases respiratory infections like allergies, causes lung and heart diseases, strokes, and sometimes death. Let's quickly summarize all that we have learned. Natural resources like air, water, and land support life on Earth. The lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere interact, forming the biosphere, which in turn has biotic, living, and abiotic, non-living components like air, water, and soil. The air on Earth is unique in its composition of gases. The atmosphere regulates Earth's temperature. Uneven heating of air over land and water bodies causes winds. Evaporation of water from water bodies and condensation of water vapor gives rains. When harmful substances contaminate the air, they cause air pollution. Often due to human activity, this results in damage to living organisms and environment. Let's test our understanding of this subject and try answering these questions. How is our atmosphere different from the atmospheres on Venus and Mars? How does the atmosphere act as a blanket? What causes winds? How are clouds formed? List any three human activities that you think would lead to air pollution. So hope you enjoyed learning about air pollution as much as I did. Sai Ram.